Alrighty, welcome back to another Rabbit Hole Show. It's good to have you with us, Seth. It's been a
And
minute.
of course, well, had a lot going on, but
Yeah. So tonight we're talking about situational awareness. Um, I have this. I guess the key elements, the four key elements of situational awareness. Observe, orient, decide, and act. And the breakdown of that is perception and observation. Gather raw data from your environment using all senses, noticing people, objects, sounds, and changes. Orientation, comprehension, making sense of the observed information by integrating it with past experiences, contexts, and goals to form a mental picture of the situation. Projection, decision, using your understanding to predict what might happen next and deciding on the best course of action. And then last is action, implementing your decision by taking appropriate steps to influence the situation, followed by restarting the cycle with new observations. So, in other words, head on a swivel. So, you went to Helen today, right, Seth?
I sure did. It was 2.5 hours front and back.
Okay.
A lot of traffic.
So, was it going to or coming back home that you had witnessed a situation?
Going to,
Okay.
it was actually whenever I was heading to Helen. I believe it was whenever I was actually going into Atlanta from the interstate, where somebody had from behind me, coming up too fast. They're in the wrong lane, trying to correct themselves. Going
So
the other lane.
at that point, you're gathering the data in your head. You're seeing that something is about to happen.
Yeah, because at the time that, I noticed he's coming up behind me, I already see him turning into the other lane, through the median, into the other lane, overcorrects himself, hits somebody, that person swerves into another person, but by that time they're already out of the lane, we're skewing off in different directions, so we're, away from them entirely.
Okay, so you kind of predicted in your head what was going to happen and you made appropriate actions.
Yeah, because I already seen how he was able to, he was already turning into the other lane area. And by the time I had already noticed that, all I had to do was just, slight correction, move a bit to the right, make sure he's got free path, and just let him do his thing. He's out of my way.
I mean, obviously, situational awareness is not just for, you think somebody's going to attack you or something like that. It can be like in traffic. It could be any kind of situation. Dave, what do you have to add?
Well, you know, like you said, being able to read the situation, that's the biggest thing. Your brain is the number one tool that you have with you. Not your knife, not your flashlight, your gun, or anything else. Your brain is the number one tool, and that in your gut. You got to be able to trust your gut. Like Seth was, like you were saying, you were able to read that and make adjustments so you wasn't caught up in that. Whether you needed to accelerate or slow down or, whatever. You made those adjustments to where you didn't become a casualty of that situation. You know, that's what it's all about. Is situational awareness. Being able to recognize what's going on around you instead of just being so blinders focused on whatever's in front of you. Tunnel vision is what a lot of people call it. To where you don't pay attention to anything else.
Right.
That's how you see. It's that good on you for being able to see it, but before it took place. but also too, that's how you see these weird videos of people where they're sitting there walking with their
Oh
phone
yeah, yeah.
and they fall into a water fountain,
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
or they step out in traffic. You know, they're not paying attention. You know,
Mhm.
so um, one of the big things is you know, yes, we're talking about situational awareness. Um, we want to sit there and think about the really bad stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, it's just day to day things. You know, it's about walking out in front of traffic or not seeing a car coming
Mhm.
or not seeing that curb and you
Well,
trip and fall.
it's been a minute, and when I say a minute, it's been. I think it's been a couple of years ago. Seth, I think you were with me when we were. I forget where we were going, but we were in old downtown Dallas, right there where the old courthouse is.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you remember or not, but there was a truck in front of us, and I could tell automatically that this person was in a dire hurry. He was in a mad hurry, and we were stopped stop sign or the stoplight right there at the old courthouse. And remember I said to you, he's about to run that red light, and sure enough, he did.
I think so, because I actually had a situation where yesterday I was driving behind Melanie. She's taking her truck to the shop, and we're sitting at a red light, and we just had this dude blow right by the red light.
Right.
Like we just got the green light, and all of a sudden this dude just flies through. And we're just like, just
Well,
add to it.
there are 4 stages of situational awareness. There's white, yellow, orange, and red. White is you're totally tuned out.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dave said, you're walking with your phones right in front of your face and fall into a fountain. Yellow is relaxed awareness, aware of surroundings and actively scanning for threats, can quickly respond if needed. Orange is focused awareness, monitoring potential threat at high level of observance in a heightened state of alertness. And red, of course, is high alert, actively responding to a threat and taking action. So,
Well, one thing about it is there's a lot going on in the world right now.
yeah.
And we keep hearing time after time after time that certain things are going to get weird here or go crazy or, you know, whatever else is being said. Sorry, my tablet froze. You know, and yeah, you need to truly keep your head on a swivel. You're your own first responder, and you need to remember that. No one's going to be there to look out for these things for you. So, I've got an example. So, me and Bob were camping recently, and there just
Oh, I know what
happened
you're
to
going to
be,
say.
well, there just happened to be we believed them to be homeless, and they were camping probably 100 yards from us. And we recognized certain things. Well, lo and behold, they did. They walked over and was trying to make contact with us. You know, uh, the problem was is the way they did it. You know, when you're out camping, you're out in the middle of the woods. There's certain ways you approach people. You know, you walk down the road, you make sure you don't act like you're sneaking up on someone, and you, hey, how y'all doing over there? Mind if I come in? You know, type deal. You know, a little bit of respect, you know, that way. Because you're in the middle of nowhere. There's no phone service.
Yeah, it was kind of like you got flanked.
Exactly. You know, the one gentleman walked up right next to my truck, which was, you know, very close to where we was, and we didn't see him until the last minute because he walked up on the backside of my truck. Well, during the conversation, you know, I'm sitting there talking to him, and all of a sudden, the female, whether it be his wife or whoever, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
um, had walked from the privy, the restroom over there, but she walked in between the trailer and the truck, which was almost like going out of her way to squeeze through a small area to interject herself in the situation. And once she got there, she started looking around. Man, y'all are here for a long time. Look at y'all are set up. And she kept on looking at the trucks. She would look at the trailers, and we recognized instantly what was going on. They're scoping all our stuff. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but it's being situational aware. They were elderly, very frail, but don't take someone's appearance and let that diffuse the situation. The saying is God made all men, Sam Colt made them equal. Any one of them could have pulled a pistol to steal our stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just a fact.
Yeah.
So don't ever look at someone and defuse the situation just by they're too small, they're frail, it's a female
Well, you
or
can't underestimate anybody.
yeah, exactly. So we was relaxed out there, and we did kind of let our guard down because we've never had an issue out there, and they walked up on us. Now, granted, within 60 seconds, Bob was already beating feet to a different location, and we were covered. But still, the thing about it was just when you're at your moment, you're just chilling, somebody can walk up on you. So it's just
Mm-hmm.
something to think about. With
And
a
it's.
restaurant.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no. When you're in a restaurant, you know, can you see the front door? Can you see where people walk in at?
Know where the exits are.
You know, one, yes, you need to know where the exits are, but also you need to keep an eye on who's walking in. Did this guy just get his order wrong, and he's come in wanting to, start something for something that's simple? I can't believe I put pickles on myself.
It reminds me, you said restaurant. It reminds me years ago, me and you were at a Mexican restaurant. Do you remember seeing this? Oh, God, it's been so long ago. This guy was like, he had his wife's purse or something, wouldn't let her have it back, and he was yelling at her, and they were in and out the back door of the restaurant.
They said they are having trouble hearing me. I will try to speak up a little bit. The maybe the audio setting needs to be done, so we'll see if that comes through a little better. Yeah, we were actually at a restaurant, and a male and female was getting into an altercation. Well, he had jumped up, grabbed her purse, went out the side door in a rush, and I could see their vehicle. He went to the vehicle, he opened the door, and then he came back in, looked at Lisa, and I was like, did he just go out there and get a gun? That was my first, thought,
Yeah.
because they're in the middle of an argument in a restaurant.
I'll tell you how long ago it was. This was before we were preppers. So it's been over 15 years ago, right?
Well, no, I mean, actually, I don't think it was that long.
No.
We was in Rockmart. So,
No, I know that, but it's been over that. So anyway,
regardless, I went ahead and pulled my pistol and had it under the table.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what was about to happen. Did he just walk out there and grab something and was fixing to do something? Of course, I didn't brandish my firearm or anything, but I
no.
took an extra step to get it out from under my shirt. It was under the table, concealed. But still, it was, okay, I need to watch what's going on over there.
Yeah, because it was fairly close to us, if I remember correctly.
Maybe 30 feet, but it's keeping an eye on what's going on around you, yeah, you're right there.
Okay.
We're definitely not preppers. We were preppers before we even knew he was.
Yeah.
So for instance, about keeping an go into an event. Seth, y'all went to Helen.
Mm-hmm.
Or you go to a restaurant. Well, you see somebody walk in. Now, not everything is bad, but in today's world, you don't know. You watch somebody walk in, you see them scan the room, they take their backpack off, and they lay it down next to a table, and then they walk out the door.
Mm-hmm. I saw somebody do that at an intersection in Hiram one time, but I drove away, and then after a while, I was curious, and I probably shouldn't have, but curiosity always kills the cat. But anyway, I went back to see if the bag was still there, and it wasn't, so I guess it was nothing. But still.
Yeah, because I even had a situation today whenever we were in Helen. We were in a little shop checking out some of the stuff, and they had some little knickknacks that me and her were setting out. They had a little small table you could set things on and inspect. And she's sitting there looking at stuff. I'm looking at a few things too. And all of a sudden, I just had this guy just like walk right next to me and then just sit there and just like stare. Not like at me, like at my face, but just like kind of like at the table of what I'm holding and just stare there. He's just like,
wow,
staring. I'm
that's
just like
creepy.
So I'm sitting there just looking. I'm just like, he's like a foot away from me. He's not an older guy, but still, I'm just like, just sitting there looking at him. And Melanie asks, she's just like, oh, there's some more like stuff over here if you want to look at them. And then he just went, I'm not here looking, and it just walks off. I'm just like, okay. See to watch him. He goes into another corner. I'm just like, look back at her. I'm just like, got everything? She's like, mm-hmm. I'm like, cool.
Let's go.
Let's go pay. Let's go pay. Because I'm not exactly in the mood to be thrown down in a literal china shop. It's not exactly the nicest, especially whenever it was a nice, sweet old lady that was owning the place.
Yeah.
Nice, ornate knickknacks everywhere, porcelain everywhere.
And that she probably made herself.
Yeah, she was a sweet old thing. I'm just like, it's like, I really hate to do this. And it's just, shelf. It's like,
well.
he just kind of, like, approached with whatever intent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kind of difficult to...
Well, I mean, that was kind of creepy.
What? He didn't say anything. That's the weirdest part. There was no tone. There was no nothing. He just walked up blank slate to just right next to the table and just stare. I'm just like, yeah. I think we got some words.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, and that's it. You're being aware of your surroundings. You just need to keep an eye on it.
Mm-hmm. Well, especially with dogs. Because I noticed there was a lot of dogs over there too. And, some of them were fairly big dogs. Like, they were marked service animals. But even then, I still keep an eye on the animals. Just because there's that chance that somebody doesn't have that as a service animal. They just get the vest. And the last thing I need is for these dogs to have issues with something else. Where somebody, if it is a service dog, and some kid runs over, starts messing with it, that person could get mad. Then it's another issue, because I've seen too many videos about people getting in altercations over service animals.
Oh yeah. No, 100%.
Well, I mean, with your line of work, Seth, I mean, you come across some strange people, don't you?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I've especially in my line of work, whenever people are coming through and they have dogs in their vehicle, and I never take my eyes off the dog, because even if it's a little dog, those little guys can hurt. Yeah. It's like, I'm sorry. It's just like, your fuzzball is nice, but he will be a football. Just keep him in check, especially whenever they start getting rowdy. Because I've had big dogs where they're not hooked up to anything.
Yeah.
And they're just free roaming, and they're looking at me like I'm causing a problem. And I'm looking at him. I'm just like, I won't blink.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the person gets their dog, and they're just like, he's like, he won't bite. I'm just like, I don't believe you. I'm sorry. He could be the dog of Pope Francis.
Right.
Is Dave's audio better? Dave, say something.
Yeah, I think we just made an adjustment. We're just checking to see if my audio went up. So, is it sounding any better, guys? Let me know in the chat.
I turned it up just about as loud as it can go.
Well, while we're talking about the chat, see, we've got Josh, Bob, and Ronnie, Ron,
And Chad.
Chad. We've got everybody with us, so glad to have all y'all with us. So, if you've got anything you want to mention, put it in the chat. We're actually working towards getting something going to where y'all could actually call in and get that rolling.
Josh says,
Yep, I'm looking at it.
did you see that? Okay. You're echoing. I don't know. I don't know. I want to switch to something that a 3-year-old can handle. 'Cause I'm not tech savvy.
The difference is with this one.
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Well, and that's the thing, Dave's audio is echoing like it's not picking up from his earbuds. Well, I just tried to disconnect and reconnect them, so we'll see if that does anything. It's a different situation being on the road.
Can you work without him? Maybe.
Let me see.
Maybe that'll help. Just a suggestion.
Audio quality is about to go from 70% to microwave.
All right, how is that sounding?
I can hear you.
Sounding better, any worse?
It sounds a little bit lower, but I can still hear you. I mean, it is what it is.
Ron says it sounds like you're talking from another room.
Oh.
Well,
Well, he kind of is.
yeah,
Just, add some mileage in between.
Yeah.
so we're working on some different technologies and things like that. We're like we said before, we're just getting into this, and we've got some equipment coming. We're gonna have to make adjustments, but it is what it is. So
Yeah,
about
it's
the same
still.
on YouTube, so
Yeah.
that's all right.
Well, as long as y'all can still hear him and understand him, for now, I guess we're just gonna have to work with it because I'm not tech savvy, unfortunately. Now, if we were back in the 90s and early 2000s, I could run a computer like nobody's business, but with all of this other stuff, yeah. But anyway.
Anyway, so let me make sure I have that turned down.
Hello, Jonathan.
Yeah, hey guys. Like I said, we're gonna get some new technology. We're gonna get a new soundboard and some other equipment going on, and we're having to just make it work as we're rolling right now. So being remote is a little different.
Yeah.
So, but we're working on something where we can actually let y'all guys call in on the show. So we'll get to that sometime soon.
Anyway.
That'd be cool. Sounds like I'm a Marine Corps drill instructor. Yeah, there you go. All we gotta do is speak up a little bit, and it'll take off. So, with these earbuds in, it sounds odd to me.
Is it more jarhead drill instructor or Full Metal Jacket?
More Full Metal Jacket.
Probably Full Metal Jacket, yeah.
What I need to do.
Well, I mean, I don't want to make you mad.
Chad said.
I do have some fresh peanut butter chocolate fudge. So
So,
you're not glossing over that. I'll keep adding more. I got homemade truffles too. Don't make me bust them out.
dang it, man.
Tiramisu flavor.
Oh, that's mine. I call dibs.
Strawberry cheesecake.
We're rabbit holing
so
here.
is,
We're doing it again. We're off subject.
Yeah.
No, I'm just making him feel bad because of his diabetes.
You're so mean.
All right, so
Weak pancreas. Insulin meter.
My audio's low and I have an echo too. So, I'll let y'all do most of the talking, but I want to bring up one point. You know, Dan Bongino was just on one of his podcasts, and he was expressing that if you can carry legally, that you need to be carrying everywhere because of what is going on in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So, you need to be looking at that for your own safety. There you go, Bob. Seth, go to your room. Absolutely.
Sure, that's where the milk is.
Keep that in mind. You know, it's been said that you are your own first responder, and that is a fact. So real quick, if y'all can hear me very well, I wanted to bring up a couple points. If you're getting gas, you need to take a look at this gas station before you even think about filling up there. You know, take into account what is going on at that gas station. If there is some sketchy people standing out there already, go somewhere else. If you say, hey, I can't go somewhere else because I'm out of gas, then you waited too long. You don't need to let your vehicle get down that low where you can make that decision and not be forced to go to whatever gas station is next. So keep that in mind. Make sure you're locking your doors. When you come back from the grocery store, you get in your vehicle, you're sitting there getting your map or your music or whatever else going. Second you get in that vehicle, lock your doors. Because somebody else could have walked up behind you, grabbed that door, opened it up while you're sitting there looking at your phone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so situational awareness. Walking out of the stores is where you're most vulnerable.
Oh, and
That's a fact.
Ladies, one thing that I do not do, well, number one, because I don't see very well to drive at night, but number two, I do not go shopping at night. I do not. If you can avoid it, avoid going shopping at nighttime. If you have to, take someone with you.
Yeah, and I can actually go off of what Chad was saying. He says situational awareness needs to go to an orange or red during the upcoming Easter weekend, which I can actually go off of a little bit in the sense of just, close to holiday times in general, especially whenever it's like school and college breaks, especially, because that means that there's a lot more people either going to be traveling, going out of town or anything like that. So if you're going on the highways, interstates, anything like that, you're going to have increased amount of traffic, which basically just means that you're going to have more people you have to worry about instead of just your regular every day to day. Like right now, I didn't even think about it. Going up to Helen right now, St. Patrick's Day is in 2 days.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they are having specials up there. So I didn't even think about it. It wasn't even that busy because the weather was actually fairly good. Well, I say good, but it was raining. So good for us.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't exactly a clear day. So that means not a whole lot of people are probably going to be going out. But in these next 2 days, it's probably going to. So in these holidays, if you are planning on going anywhere, probably good key to, keep an extra eye out because you already know that there's going to be a lot of people going either to the store, going somewhere, and even the day afterwards. Because people are going to be drinking. and you know people are going to be stupid. You add those two together, it's never good.
No.
Unless you're in your house. Make the stupid decisions you want. It's your house.
Right.
No, exactly. And I'll be the first one to say this right now. Easter is a Christian holiday. And right now, the Christians actually have a target on their back, so be aware of that.
And
And I don't
it's
feel bad
very
about saying that.
unfortunate, but it's I guess it's the way of the world these days. But it's unfortunate.
Yeah, and like I said, I've said this before. You know, whether you're a Christian or not, you believe in it or not, or whatever else, that's fine. But the Christians do have a target on their back, and they always have. It's a lot more prevalent now with some of the things that are going on. So you just need to keep that in the back of your mind. But like Chad said, they're already ramping up where he is, and he's law enforcement. So just something to keep in mind.
Yeah, I mean, even now these days, I mean, this was kind of unheard of, a decade ago. People are feeling like they have to carry a firearm to go to church. I mean,
Yeah.
that's ridiculous. But at the same time, it isn't. I mean, it's just a ridiculous thought. I mean, because, like I said, a decade or even less, ago, we'd have never thought about doing something like that.
We have a close friend of ours that runs security for a church.
Mm-hmm.
So absolutely, it shouldn't be needed, but it is.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, but it is.
Get my sweets.
Seth, would you leave that cat alone?
She doesn't want to leave, and she's in my lap. I'm sorry, but cat's in front of me. I play with cat. I had to pass by 2 cats in Helen.
Really?
They were outdoor cats. They were little strays. I just wanted to walk over, give them some pets. Melody didn't want me to. They looked raggedy.
Poor thing.
Like, more in the sense of, like, they looked like they were fighting cats. Like, they earned their food the right way a lot.
Ronnie, if you have, Ronnie, you got our email address, the Rabbit Hole Consulting LLC at Gmail. Send me a link to where you purchased that vest, if you don't mind. I would love to take a look at it. Because, what?
It's actually sad that we're thinking about that nowadays. Something like that to wear out in public.
Well, see, my problem, and I've said it before, I can't wear a holster. I can't. My body is shaped. My body is shaped like a pear, and what?
He's talking about a different kind of vest.
Oh. Well.
Yeah.
Well. You could burst my bubble, why don't you?
So,
Okay. Anyway, well, see, this is
anyway,
this type of thing is Dave's expertise, and not mine, obviously. But one of these days, I'll find something that works.
Well, actually, so here's the thing. There's some ways to do off-body carry. And we go back into almost the daily carry conversation. The fanny packs, the sling bags, they actually make a shirt that has a holster built into it, and you actually have one.
I
in
do.
the closet somewhere,
but it's.
Yep.
It's tight as hell. I can't wear it.
Well, it's supposed to be.
Well, I know,
And the
but it's
reason is
uncomfortable.
if it was loose, it would swing and sag.
I know
Where
it's supposed
the
to be
firearm
snug. I don't mind snug, but cutting off circulation is not a good thing.
Yeah, no, I agree. You know, but
I need a big
I
girl
guess an
one,
ideal.
not.
Say what?
I said I need one for a big girl.
I got some ideas I'm going to be sending your way. I just seen a recent, a new little sling bag that I think may work in your favor. They've got one that you grab a handle up top and you rip it straight forward. It exposes the holster, but it still has all the room for your daily stuff in front of that. And it's a relatively small little, almost like a fanny pack size. But
Okay.
you could sling it around your back or whatever, you know.
Well, I don't want to do that. I want every like
Oh
the
no! I'm saying if you're whatever. I mean,
like
it
the
can
purse
be
that I
swung
carry.
around however you
The
do.
purse that I carry, it's in front of me. But
Yes. So this one would be the same way, and it's designed to run right there on your chest, where you grab that handle, you pull forward, expose the firearm right there, and you can draw and do what you need to do, instead of trying to worry about a belly band or some type of fanny
well,
pack or
yeah,
whatever else. So,
because we said this before. The situation that I have is not ideal. I mean, at least I'm carrying something, but it's not ideal. So, yeah.
yeah, exactly, Mike. So this is along those lines. He's talking about the Everly Stock sling bags. Um, they've got those that are similar to that, and one of them has a magnetic. It's a really strong magnet that you would have to, forcefully pull open. And actually, it's made by Savior. I think Savior makes one of them, but the Everly Stock makes some very good stuff. My Everly Stock Bandit backpack is, one of those that I carry every day with me. But I'm gonna have to look at that one. I can't remember the Everly Stock, um, their line of concealed carry bags. Very cool stuff. So may have some birthday presents coming your way, at least.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll take that.
So, Seth, do you have anything else you would like to add on being, situational aware?
Just in the sense of, with holidays, especially just out in grocery stores, and if you're prone to going into big cities and everything, with how everything's been going on, it wouldn't be a big surprise if somebody tried to do something. But at the same time, you hope for the best and go about the day. It's just difficult to keep looking at the day that it's just going to be fine anymore, which is going to be a problem. But it's just a situation of adapting. And that's it.
Well,
adapting how you drive, how you go to the store.
Well, there's so many people that and there's nothing wrong with going about your day, but there are more people than not that are situationally aware. They don't pay attention to their surroundings. They they definitely don't have eyes in the back of their head. And those are the people, unfortunately, that end up getting hurt or worse.
Yeah.
Because they're not aware of what's going on because they're paying attention to this. Just too much.
Oh yeah, I saw it whenever we were in Helen, just having to avoid people because we were walking on the sidewalk, and
They're walking with their phone in front of their face, right?
either that or they were so immersed in the conversation with the person like to the right or left of them that they weren't even looking like dead ahead, like doing like the slight turn, talking with somebody, they were just fully just neck turn, talking to this person, walking. I'm just like, how do you pay attention in that aspect? Because all of a sudden, by the time that they noticed us, like they noticed it, and they were just like, oh, they're having to stumble and do that weird thing. So
Yeah, I mean,
it's just a simple thing of even having to think about your day to day and what you normally do, and just kind of rethink it a little bit in case you find yourself just zoning out in cases, thinking that oh, nothing's gonna happen. You never know anymore,
yeah.
and that's the problem.
Yeah, that's the worst thing anybody can say is, nothing's going to happen. You don't know that. There's no way anybody can know that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if you're one of these people that know for a fact that nothing's going to happen, then could I please have the lottery numbers? That'd be great.
Right.
You know. Anywho.
Mm-hmm. Lisa, I just sent you. I emailed you that if you wanted to throw it up there and show that it's called their fade fade bags. You got a fade sling, a fade slet, fade sling, and a fade flex, which is like a fanny bag. So they've got a couple of different versions, and they're actually, I mean, $140, $120 for what it is. Then it's the fade sling actually looks really good, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. You grab that top handle,
Okay.
you rip it forward, and it opens up for the firearm. So
Let me pull it
to
up.
keep in mind from Everly stock. Now I gotta get back to all my other screens I had. I'm so missing my multi-screens. Yeah, and Ed, glad to have you with us.
Mm-hmm.
And like Ronnie said, don't rush in to any stores and look around. Look for the red flags of any kind.
It shows you
see something suspicious.
how they're worn too. That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that bigger one right there.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I also love huge ad space.
What?
Well,
The giant ad space that was just in the way.
Oh,
You're just
I
like,
know you can't help that.
yeah.
oh, I know.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, I got shown one the other day. It was on Instagram where it was like that. It was also a pouch like that, but there was a little tab on the main compartment where when you put the zippers up, it didn't fully close because there was a tab there. Where if you grab this tab and you pull down, it unzips the whole thing, and there was a slot for your pistol there. I can't remember. I'd have to try and find the brand of it, but that was something that I had saw as a recommendation, where
Well,
you didn't have to fumble with any zippers. You just grab this little tab, pull straight down.
and that's the design of that bag she was just showing. If you see the
Oh, it
handle
is?
on top, you grab that, you rip straight forward, and it exposes the holster right there.
Okay.
And the cool part about it is it's like a Velcro back in there, so you can put whatever you want in there. So
Well, that one I don't like the backpack.
Yes,
Well,
the
no,
conceal
okay.
carry AR.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't like the backpack. But where was it? This one I like. I think I like this one.
Mm-hmm. That fade sling, I think. Yeah, that's it.
Mhm. Yeah, I like this one because it doesn't look too big, but it's not too small either.
Well, and that's just like any other bag or pack or whatever else. You don't ever want to pack them full,
Yeah.
where they just look like they're maxed out, but you also want to have a little extra room. They have a gray color.
Well, and it has
Which
another like a front pocket to where I
Uh-huh.
could keep my wallet and stuff.
So, and it is, sometimes, it is more difficult for women to carry than it is for men. I get that part of it. And
No, you
it's all about
don't. You
trial and
don't know the
error.
struggle.
Well, it's all about trial and error. And unfortunately, that takes you having to buy more things, and try it out. Um, but, you know, we can make it work. As
One
long
way
as
or
you're
the
carrying
other.
something.
Yeah, one
Yeah.
way or the other.
So, uh, Lisa, what in your mind for situational awareness for women? What would be the main concern? You know,
Well, like I said,
you going?
don't go shopping at nighttime, but even if you're shopping during the day, or wherever you're going, you're coming out of the gym or you're coming out of the grocery store or a restaurant or whatever, doesn't matter. I've seen some videos lately where if you come out to your car and you see something like a zip tie on the handle of your door, your car door, or something sticking out of the, they slide up the card or something into the in between the door and the, you know what I'm talking about. They say, don't touch it, because some of these things can be laced. That's all. That's all I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I've heard of that as well, where they do
you
it with money.
go right back into the building and call security or call the police or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Because I heard
They've done
that
it
there
with.
was some people that was doing it with money, where they put it on under the windshield wiper, and if because if there was anything as well, if you notice it, if it's on the door handle, you know, notify somebody. Anything on the windshield wiper or anything like that, just don't pay too much attention to it because that's opening up a window. Just because as long as you're not making contact with it, then everything would be fine there. So you're not
Yeah.
giving them time. So you can just open the door, close it, lock it, and you can make a phone call. Because you're not making contact with it. Anything that is laced, you're not making.
You're not touching it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did that answer your question, Dave?
Um, yeah. And it is all flavors. Having the tissue or the paper or the money or a zip tie. There's always going to be something that's going to pop up new from a Facebook, TikTok video. Hey, if you see this, don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Type thing. You just need to be aware. Look for anything weird. You know, I've had people tell me, well, you need to walk a 360 around your vehicle before you leave the store. All right. Well, if you're trying to get in the vehicle and go, it's kind of hard to do this 360 walking around. But yeah, somebody could put something under your tire and flatten your tire when you back out, where they'll follow you, knowing you're going to leak down and have a flat tire later on. There's so many variables. You can scenario this to death. You absolutely can.
And that's the unfortunate
Um,
part because you can't think of everything.
No, you can't. And also, too, you don't want this to cloud your entire life to where
No.
you're dedicating every moment to
I know.
this. But you do need to be aware of what's going on. You don't need to put blinders on and think that I'm safe because nothing's ever happened. Well, you're not paranoid right now because nothing has happened.
Yeah, but
It's
you,
just
you,
like when
you still can't. You never say never.
No, exactly. It's just like if you've gotten in a wreck. For the next 3 weeks, you're paranoid. You're braking early. And making sure it doesn't happen again. Type deal. Um, you just need to be aware of your surroundings. That's all. And it is that simple. You know, Pay attention to what's going on around you. You know, get out of this phone. That right there, you get in your vehicle, you sit there after you go grocery shopping, and then you want to sit there for 30 minutes picking the next destination, the music or whatever, and you're sitting there looking down at your steering wheel, and you're not paying attention. Your doors aren't locked.
I've seen so many people just going to my local Walmart. I park my car, get out, and in the next parking spot next to me, there's somebody sitting there in the driver's seat or in the passenger seat, just sitting there with the car's running, and they're just looking at their phone. And I think you're making yourself such an easy target.
Or the wife's in there shopping, or the husband's in there shopping.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just that is not what you want to do. Really, it really isn't.
Yeah, or I've seen situations where people just leave the car going.
Yeah, get out of the car and leave it running.
Quick, in and out situation like that. I'm just like,
oh, well, word of the wise, if you happen to run into a convenience store and you leave your car running and someone steals it, the insurance will not cover that.
No.
Just the same as they will not cover it if you leave your keys in your vehicle. They will not cover that for theft. So, Ed, right here also for women, don't shop alone if you can. That's it. If you don't have to, don't. I mean, sometimes it's necessary. I get that.
Well, like I said, if you absolutely have to, take someone with you.
Yeah.
So, Dave, did you have anything else you want to add before we wrap it up?
No, it's just being aware, and having situational awareness ties so much into your daily carry also. And I know the daily carry has been kind of a beating a dead horse on here, but it is important because if you don't have it with you, you don't have it. It's like saying, "Wow, I've got 3 of these at home." Well, it does you no good if it's at home. Type deal. Just be aware of your surroundings. Watch out. There's a lot of crazy stuff out there, and you've got to have that mindset that somebody out there is training to do me harm, or has the mindset to do me harm. Keep that in your head. Don't dwell on it, but you need to understand. There's somebody that makes a living doing this. So.
Seth, did you have anything else you wanted to add?
no, I think we covered the majority of, what's, generalized for just situational awareness.
Okay.
Well, one quick thing I did want to bring up. Mike Barr, bless his heart, he said a long time ago, your common sense is your best weapon.
Yeah. Boy, he had a way with words, didn't he?
He did.
I miss him.
Your common sense, your brain and your gut, it's all got to be in tune. You kind of keep an eye on what's going on in today's world. So, but that just popped in my head. Wanted to say that.
Yeah. I miss Mike.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, this is going to be the conclusion of tonight's Rabbit Hole Show. Thanks, everybody, for joining in the chat and making all these great comments. Kind of almost hard to keep up with them.
Right? No, I'm glad to see everybody join up tonight. And I'll miss a few. Ron, Ed, Chad, Mike, Ronnie,
Bob's there, and
Jonathan, Chuck,
and Ron.
I'll miss some names here and there. So,
Chuck,
but real quick too.
and Jonathan.
Make sure your family
Randall's
is doing
there.
the same as you.
Say again. I'm sorry.
Make sure your family is doing the same as you. You can be this gung ho, whatever badass that you think you are, tell your kids to be aware. Tell your wife, hey, you need to be doing this. You know,
Well,
so
it
share it with the family.
it helps so much when you're all on the same page.
Yes.
You and your family. It helps so much when you're all on the same page and you all have a plan that you all know by heart. You know, so yeah. I mean, a lot of people are not interested in this. And that's where, in my opinion, that's a big problem. You know, so whether you're interested or not, it's always good to be prepared and aware of your surroundings. So, alrighty, is that it?
That's
Yeah,
it.
seeing Chad's wishing us a happy St. Patrick's Day. Wear something green like face paint and a ghillie suit.
Yes.
I don't think I'd be able to at work, but I'll see what I can swing by.
Yeah,
For
I
situational
would be.
awareness, if I've seen a hedge bush moving across the parking lot,
That would
there's something wrong.
actually that would work perfect at Walmart. I'd be on that website, People of Walmart.
Yeah, and then I'd be on the local news. Hidden bush gets curb stomped.
All right. Well, this is we're gonna conclude. Thank you all for joining in. Oh, you had one more point?
Yesterday's paranoia is today's common sense. That's from Ed. That
True.
is perfect.
True. Very true. Very true. All right. Well, as usual, invest in precious metals, brass and lead. Thank you all for joining us tonight. This has been a fun net show.
It has.
I said net again.
Keep an eye on the gas prices.
Old
Don't let
habits
your
die
gas
hard.
get below half a tank.
All righty.
So-
Well, good night, everybody. Thanks again for joining us.
Have a good night.
All right. Have a good night. We'll make announcements on, for the next net coming